How's it going, all you beautiful people? I want to talk about two things today. The first thing is Chaos Never Rising has officially risen because Chaos Rising pre-orders on Pokemon Center officially dropped today, this morning in Pacific time. Dropped around 9 something, I believe, Pacific time, if I remember correctly. And one important thing about this is this was the latest pre-order drop that Pokemon Center has ever done. I think by a good amount too. I think I read something on PokeBeach that the typical pre-order typically drops on average around 70 something days before the set gets released. Chaos Rising dropped about 30 something days before their release date. So this one was a really late pre-order. A lot of people were estimating that the pre-order would drop a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, and it finally dropped today. And one interesting thing about Chaos Rising is I'm not sure how this set is going to do. Let me know in the comments what you think about Chaos Rising, if you're excited about Chaos Rising, why you're excited about Chaos Rising, if you're not excited about Chaos Rising. But one very important thing is, if you look at the past sets that have dropped, so Phantasmal Flames, an amazing set. Charizard, one of the best SIRs that Pokemon has ever put out of Charizard. One of the best arts that Pokemon has ever put out of Charizard. A lot of people say it is their favorite art. I would say it's probably my favorite art or one of my favorite arts of Charizard. I would have to really think about it. But it is definitely up there. Ascended Heroes. I mean, I don't really have to say much about Ascended Heroes. Everyone wants Ascended Heroes. If you're in the Pokemon hobby, you definitely want Ascended Heroes. I feel like Ascended Heroes is so hard to get your hands on because every single person wants Ascended Heroes. It has so many popular Pokemon chases. It has the Gengar, 2 SIR Pikachu cards. And one very interesting thing about the Pikachu cards is I was listening to PokePlumber and PokeRev. I think they bought out a palette of Pokemon cards together. But I think in that video, if I remember correctly, PokeRev told PokePlumber, I think before they were filming, that the 2 SIR Pikachu cards are, I think, the second and third most expensive Pikachu cards ever in a set that you can pull, not including like promo cards, not including like ponchos and things of that sort, but an actual Pikachu card that you can pull from a set. If I remember correctly, I think PokeRev said it's the second and third most expensive Pikachu cards that you can actually physically pull in a set. So I thought that was so interesting because Ascended Heroes is such a new set. But it not only has the Gengar, not only 2 amazing Pikachu cards, it has Dragonite, it has a Gold Charizard. It has just so many good IRs too. I mean, everyone wants Ascended Heroes right now. It's a really fun set to open. Everyone knows that it's going to do well over time. If you don't think that Ascended Heroes is going to do well over time price-wise, then you really don't think that any modern set that's in print will do well. Because if Ascended Heroes doesn't do well, then no set will do well. But after Ascended Heroes, Perfect Order, and that's when there was just a big shift in demand. Ascended Heroes, super popular. Everyone wanted Ascended Heroes. Perfect Order comes out, and this is probably the first set in a long time where product is sitting on shelves for longer than when it first gets stocked. A lot of people stopped buying Perfect Order products altogether. There's not that many cards in the set. The Pokemon in the set aren't that popular. There's like a Starmie, a Zygarde, a Meowth. They're not very popular Pokemon to collect. So Perfect Order is a set that came out, and it just doesn't have the same popularity as an Ascended Heroes, as a Phantasmal Flames, just because there's not really many popular chase cards that people do collect. So Perfect Order comes out, and it doesn't help Ascended Heroes because now everyone wants Ascended Heroes even more because the attention from Ascended Heroes wasn't taken away by the new set. Perfect Order came, but I've heard a lot of people talk about Perfect Order, a lot of rip and shippers, and people say Ascended Heroes is way more ripped than Perfect Order, and it has been since Perfect Order first got released. Even when Perfect Order first got released on release day, it wasn't that expensive on rip and shippers sites compared to Ascended Heroes, but it wasn't being sold. It's just not a very sought after set. It's easier to get in the wild. Sleeves of Perfect Order, I think, are sitting in shelves of Target near me. So you can probably go to a Target and there's a decent chance that a Perfect Order booster sleeve will be there. And that's just crazy because for a long time, you couldn't even find sleeves that would sit on shelves for a long time. And then Chaos Rising is coming out, and I'm not really sure what to think about it. It has the Greninja, and I know that a lot of people do like Greninja, but Greninja does not have the same pull as Charizard of Phantasmal Flames, as Gengar, Dragonite, Pikachu of Ascended Heroes. So I'm not really sure. Will Chaos Rising do well, or will it not? And will it affect the market? Because two bad, quote unquote, bad Pokemon sets in a row, will that be enough to actually slow down the Pokemon market? Or will people just go and put their attention to other things that they want, Ascended Heroes, or maybe they'll stop buying things and save money for the 30th anniversary that's coming out, because I'm assuming the 30th anniversary is going to be popular. I don't know. Let me know what you think about Chaos Rising, because I'm really curious what the demand of Chaos Rising is going to be like, what it's going to do to the market, because the Pokemon market is so hot right now. I vended yesterday, and there's just so many people at car shows, so many people buying, so many people selling. It's just crazy. Even compared to the beginning of the year, I'm going to make a video on how much I made at the car show and all the numbers and some details. And it's very interesting because the numbers that I'm selling at car shows is a lot higher than what I was selling even just in the beginning of the year, like the very start of the year. I feel like the beginning of the year, Pokemon was kind of recovering from a down market. But ever since then, it's just been on fire. I have a series where I get the price of every single ETB from Scarlet and Violet base to Phantasmal Flames. And every single ETB from Scarlet and Violet base to Phantasmal Flames is up. Feel free to check out my video on that, my most recent one, if you want to see a market update. But I'm just so curious what Chaos Rising is going to do to the market. I am excited because I do like new sets. I do like the feeling and the excitement of a new set coming out. Getting it, seeing what cards are in it, getting my hands on some cards, ripping some packs. Like, the whole experience is enjoyable. But we'll see what it really does to the market. Let me know in the comments what you think about Chaos Rising and if you're excited for it. The second thing I want to talk about, Prismatic Evolutions. I feel like Pokemon they have a thing for Prismatic Evolutions. They love Prismatic Evolutions because all of last year, Prismatic Evolutions, I feel like, was getting crazy amounts of reprints. They had this box, this box, this box, this box, booster bundle this. Let's drop some ETB, some more booster bundles. Oh, there's a restock of Destined Rivals. We might as well just have Prismatic Evolutions drop with it. And there's just a massive amount of Prismatic Evolution ETB reprints right now. Walmart dropped a couple 100,000 units. I know a lot of distributors are giving people with distribution access a lot of Prismatic ETBs, Prismatic bundles. And then today, a couple hours ago, Best Buy had in-store orders for Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. It didn't last that long, but for about a couple hours, I don't really know when it started because, I mean, at a certain point, a lot of groups online were paying that you can go in and get your Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, but it sold out pretty quick after that. After I heard of it, I think it sold out within 1 to 1.5 hours. When I first saw my first message from a public page saying that Prismatic Evolutions pre-orders or Prismatic Evolution ETBs in-store orders are available at Best Buy. But some Best Buys allowed you to get 1 ETB, some allowed you to get 2, some allowed you to get 3, but it did sell out really fast. But it's very interesting because another big box store got a huge amount of Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. I don't know how much they got, but they did get a huge amount. Will it affect the price? I'm not really sure because Walmart dropped a whole bunch. Distributors got a whole bunch that they're distributing out. Now Best Buy got a whole bunch that they offloaded through going in the store. And if you don't know how this works, you have to go into Best Buy and actually order it through the cash register in Best Buy. You can't order online. You can't call them. You have to go physically in the store. So you have to kind of know someone or be in a group. There's a lot of public pages that will post that Best Buy's having orders in person of a certain item. So don't pay for these premium groups. You don't need to pay for these premium groups. Whether you know 5 minutes in advance or 10 minutes in advance, I mean, it doesn't sell out within 1 second. So I don't think you need a premium group for this. I don't encourage any of their premium groups. I don't really like a lot of the groups that put out fake news and try to get people to sign up for their Discord server for $20 a month. I don't use any paid servers. I don't get a whole bunch of drops, but I am able to get some stuff here and there depending on if I'm able to go out, if I'm able to get stuff. But that's how it works. You go to Best Buy, you go to cash register, you can give them the SKU, which a lot of online places will tell you, or you can just tell them the item. Or a lot of Best Buys already know if you walk in, they're saying, oh, do you want Pokemon? And you say yes, and they just tell you to go to the cash register. They'll tell you the limit, and then you order it there, and you can either get shipped to your house or delivered to the store for pickup, whatever you want, but that's how it works. Will this affect the price of Prismatic Evolutions ETBs? I'm not really sure because Prismatic Evolutions ETBs have already gone from 220, I believe, to 170. Will it drop some more? Will another big box store get a whole bunch? Will Target get a whole bunch now? I'm not really sure, but if you've been wanting to get Prismatic Evolutions ETBs and you buy stuff for market, I would say right now is a good opportunity to get Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. I'm not saying this is going to be the case, but this could be the last time that there's a massive drop of Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have any insider info, but Prismatic Evolutions is going to go out of print in 1 year from now. Out of rotation, but that does mean out of print because Pokemon stops printing stuff that are out of rotation. So, all that to be said, if you've been trying to get Prismatic Evolutions ETBs, I would try to get one locally. You can get better deals locally. Go on Facebook Marketplace, see if people are selling Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. They typically sell for less than TCG Player because if you don't, I mean, you can just go on TCG Player and buy yourself. But right now is a good time to get Prismatic Evolutions ETBs if you've been wanting to get it. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this huge reprint of Prismatic Evolutions ETBs. If you've been able to get any yourself from the drops, and if you're planning on getting any from the secondary market. So yeah, let me just know in the comments. But if you've been watching up to this point, I really appreciate you for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It would mean a lot to me. Drop an upvote, drop a like, drop a comment. It really does help with the algorithm of showing the video to other people. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. Everything is TCG Collectors House. But most importantly, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you next time.